to Eva's Kitchen. Of course, I'm Eva and this is my kitchen. You see a lot of things out here. It's almost playoff time, so let's get something good for our tummy while we're sitting watching football. So today's menu is going to be chicken tacos made on a salad style where we can feed our whole family with it. And before we get started, the tip of today is eggs. Did you know when we take our eggs out of the carton, the flavors of whatever's in our refrigerator gets in the eggs? And as we open and close the refrigerator, the temperature of the eggs goes high and low. So keep your eggs in the carton the container that they came in. That's the tip. And they stay fresher longer. So today's menu again will be chicken tacos. And we will be needing, I got chicken rotisserie and I shredded it. And we're gonna be using queso, cumin, garlic, rotel. We have some fresh onions. We have Mexican style cheese. We have some tomatoes and our tortilla chips. And we have some lettuce. And we have sour cream. So let's get started. Now we're going to flavor up today. Now we could just put the chips out and just put the meat and then start dumping. But today, I'm going to show you how we can get the best bang for our, I can't talk today either, the best bang for our chicken, like when we buy rotisserie chicken, and we just sometimes buy it and just put a side to it. We can make some tacos out of it, or nachos, or whatever. And to get the best flavor from it, this is how we're going to do it. So I have my skillet heated with some olive oil. I'm going to put in my chicken because I find when I buy rotisserie chicken, it doesn't have the flavor that I'm looking for if I'm going to make a taco salad or something. And I like everything nice and flavored. And I'm going to put in my onions. And let that cook down. I'm going to sprinkle in a little pepper. Sprinkle high. I'm going to sprinkle in some salt. I call this layering because I'm boosting up the flavor of this chicken. Because as you notice when you use a breast of a chicken, so I put the breast of the chicken in the thigh. And the breast always a little dry, so I'm gonna bump up the flavors and give it a little bit more taste. And we're going to put in, sprinkle high. I'm not measuring, I'm just sprinkling to my taste. So let's do it to our taste today. A little bit of cumin. Cumin is very potent, so we don't need a lot. And there's one ingredient I forgot to get, and that is taco seasoning. So I'll be right back. Okay, I got my taco seasoning. I'm gonna sprinkle it in. Okay, I'm gonna stir it. And normally, we put a little bit of water in this. Instead of putting water and losing the flavor, that's what we're going to put the rotel in. I might not use the whole can, but we'll see. And I'm going to use the juice and all. That one didn't have a lot of juice in it. Okay, and now our next ingredient, we're going to add in some queso. This is a teaspoon, so I put in 3. That's going to give it a wonderful flavor. So we're going to let this cook down. I'm going to turn my stove up a little bit because it seems like it's, okay. See the juice that came out of the rotel is going to cook through the chicken. So I'm going to let it cook down. Now I'm not going to put any more peppers in it because we have jalapeno peppers that we're going to top it with when we do our topping. And I'm going to put it in the oven after 10 minutes on top of the stove so it can dry out a little bit and all the flavors marry together. So we'll be right back. Okay, let's take a peek at our chicken taco. You see that juice in there? So what we're going to do now is we're going to put it in the oven and let it dry out for about 10 minutes. And then while I have that in the oven, we're going to do our black beans. Even though I'm using canned beans, we still got to doctor them up and give them some flavor too. We're just not going to eat them out of the can. So let's get this in the oven. And I'll be for about 15 minutes. We're going to let this so it'll dry out. I'm going to take the top lid off. And we're going to put this in the oven so this will dry out. Okay, so I'm going to put this at the bottom of my oven, not the middle rack. And I'm going to bump my oven up to 375. And I might even go even a little higher. I just want it to marry together in the liquid that's in that meat that came from the rotel. It dries it out and it'll be easy to sprinkle over our tortillas and it won't be wet. So we'll be back in about 10 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna open my beans, my black beans. So even though we're using canned, we're still gonna try to make it taste as fresh as we can. I'm gonna take them and I'm going to drain all that juice off of them and wash them because they've been sitting in this juice in this can for a while. So this is just the way I do it. I'm going to wash them good. Okay, that's good. Get some of that sodium out of it because it's been sitting in the can. And I'm going to get a cup of water, a half a cup of water. Gonna put it over here for my beans. Okay, I'm gonna take the beans. I'm using a little saucepan because I only did 1 can. I put a little bit of olive oil. That's the sizzle you're hearing. I put a little olive oil in there. So I'm going to put the water in, and I'm going to put in 1 bay leaf. That's to flavor the beans up. A little cilantro. I can't talk today. A little bit of cilantro. Garlic powder, sprinkle high. Cumin. Cumin and beans just go well together. And we're going to stir. And we're going to let this cook until I take the meat out. Because I don't want to make my salad with the beans fresh out of the can. I'm going to give them a little boost of flavor and then drain all that salt that was sitting with the beans sitting in that salty water that they preserved it with it to sell it to us. So we clean that up and we'll be right back. Okay, we're gonna get our chicken out. You see it's nice and dried out. And I'm gonna put it in this plate so to cool before we plate it up. I got the beans out and I'm letting them cool down before we plate it up. And the reason I'm allowing it to cool a little bit because when I put the lettuce in, I don't want it to cook. So I'm gonna let this cool for just a few minutes. And see, we got that juice there is all dried out. And this is gonna be a wonderful taste. So leave me a comment and let me know if you tried this and tell me how well you like it. But I do have to say, when I went in to check on it, I tasted a little bit and I used the original Rotea. Get the mild if you're not wanting a lot of heat, because the original has a little bit more heat in it than a mild. So if you're cautious with your heat intake, so bump it down with the mild. So let it cool for about 2 more minutes and then we're gonna plate it up. Okay, we got everything together. The meat is a little cooler than it was. So what we're gonna do, as you see, I already have my chips laid in the bowl. So we're just gonna take the meat, sprinkles on the top. Might be still a little warm. You see some steam coming. So Super Bowl, Super Bowl's not quite yet, but we got playoffs in another week or so. I think this is the last week of the regular season. So we got that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That is wonderful. Like I said, if you don't like the spice, use the mild, because it's a little spicy. Okay, my beans are cooled down. I'm gonna sprinkle them on the top. Now you can layer this any way you want. Sometimes they put corn, but today I don't want any corn, so I didn't go for the corn. So now I'm going to put some lettuce. A little bit of tomatoes, fresh tomatoes, like so. I have some jalapeno peppers and they are spicy as well. Just gonna put a little bit of that on there. And we're gonna put our cheese, top it with some cheese. I'm gonna dollop some sour cream in the middle. I found a bean, I'm sorry. I'm hungry, I'm ready to eat. And let's clean it up a little bit on the side, because we eat with our eyes, remember? And there we have it, our chicken taco salad. Try it. Super Bowl is coming, playoffs is coming. So when you're in a hurry, you need something to eat. This is almost like a whole meal. So you can even top it with a little rice on the side. So remember, I'm Eva, and this is Eva's Kitchen. I'll see you soon.